Maybe you can even see my dragon at this moment. At this moment, I feel my dragon very, very powerful. I mean, that's normally because that is because of the change of nature. Nature is about to change into the fall. And every time when this happens, my dragon becomes so powerful. And maybe in the corner of my eye, sometimes I even can see him. But he is so darn powerful now. I love it. I just love every second of it. So, my brothers and sisters, I actually wanted to talk about something else because there was a comment and I just wanted to answer this comment through this video that I'm supposed to make now. And this man or woman, I don't actually, I'm not actually sure, was actually having trouble because of what I said about Fafnir. Fafnir, the fire-breathing dragon god, the god of fire, the fourth of the elements, the one that was born like us. Fafnir that gave us the dragon's fire to become eternal, and so that we can become like him, just like one with fire, you can say. That we can have fire-breathing abilities, but inside of our soul, that we can have this. He was having troubles with what I've said about him. Let me just summon this up. So, first of all, I have to say, what is actually your problem? And second one, first comment, that it's impossible because every soul is eternal. Well, let me actually tell you this. That is simply not true. Not all souls are eternal. Eternity is something difficult, more difficult than you would actually understand. Inside of the dragon's path, everything that I'm saying here to you is not because I read it in books. It's experience, what I've seen, what I felt, what I've been through. That is what I want to say. And every time when I can feel the energy of Fafnir, it's because it's inside of you. It's an eternity. And that is what Fafnir's gift was to his children, just like Tiamat gave chaos and freedom. That is what Fafnir gave. Fafnir gave the eternal life inside of the soul. He became one with it. And let me tell you why. Because that is also a comment that you have. How can he become a god in one day? That was not because in one day. It wasn't in one day. He sat on this gold for years, and this gold was being blessed by Odin, which means it was cursed for the dragon. So the dragon came too close and became actually the slave of Odin's treasure. And so everyone that wanted to have this treasure was being destroyed by Fafnir, but not out of free will. He was cursed by it for many years. And every year that he sat on it, he was even more cursed. Actually, Fafnir was constantly suffering for many years. He was not himself. It was a fate worse than death. He was actually hoping that someone would actually destroy him. That his body, his cursed body, is simply gone. And he was already one with fire before it. He could breathe fire. He was a fire starter. He was already one with fire. He had all the abilities with fire. It was because he was touched by Odin's treasure. Now, touched by a god, godlike and divine energy, that he was one with fire. He became one with fire the day that Siegfried destroyed his body. You have to understand that this took for a long time and not in one day. And Fafnir constantly was suffering fate worse than death for a dragon to have them as a slave. That is what Odin's treasure did. It just was a chain around his neck. He didn't have his free will anymore. Was already one with fire. And if you say that all spirits are eternity, no. In my experience, and I sometimes go to the cemetery just to train myself into this, so that I can, dragon energy is very sensitive to spiritual energy. It doesn't matter what kind of spiritual energy, but you can still feel them very easy. And so because of this, I just know that some spirits just fade away into time. That's just not all spirits are eternal. You have to, oh my goodness, you have to understand. Oh, sorry, I can feel my dragon everywhere. And I sometimes have to look around because I love this. I really love this. my brothers and sisters, I just want to say this comment does, yeah, he does said that it doesn't make sense, and that I'm actually talking like a religion. I'm always saying it's not a religion, but he said, you are seeming like a religion because you are seeming that the dragon is a salvation. This is the salvation that you are talking about. Well, actually, yes, for me it is. For me, the dragon is salvation. For me, the dragon is everything. Just try to understand this. Some people say this, that they find salvation in Jesus. Well, actually, I don't believe that, but it's generally accepted. But if you say it's like the dragon is my salvation, it's suddenly like, wow, cannot believe this. Why? Why is it so difficult to believe that? Because it's not a human? Because doesn't have a human face? In fact, the dragon was being worshipped so many times, and in a religion, they come together. They all come together and say what they have to do with clear rules. I don't have clear rules. I'm not saying to you what you have to do, but I can say what my experiences are, and maybe what you can use it. That is what I'm trying to say. That the dragon is the most perfect one. Well, actually, for me, they are much better than humans. They are much better than any kind of God. You know why? Because that is my experience. I never experienced another God. I never know that there are other gods. I only experienced dragon gods. And they are one with nature. And guess what? Actually nature is? Nature is the creator of everything. The four elements. And that is what Fafnir is. That is so hard to believe about Fafnir. That he's giving his children eternal life through his fire. That the fire, the flame of Fafnir lives inside of us, giving us eternal life. But eternal life, that doesn't mean... Of course, I'm still afraid of death, because I always said to my dragon, why are you showing me so much darkness on the other side? There is much darkness. There is not only just light. There is light and dark, and that is what to find, of course. But for this man, it was difficult to believe that Fafnir is a dragon god of fire. And that his fire is living inside of us. But I don't understand why it's so difficult to accept that. I don't understand why it's so... Yeah, I mean, and it's so very easy for other religions to say, oh yeah, that is it. Humans, and that is what I have troubles and problems with religions have. Humans worship humans. This Jesus was a human. This God was a human. Odin was a human-like creature. He was, and Zeus is, again, they're all humans. But once you are kneeling down before something that is not human, then everybody's like, wow, that is so strange. Why? Why is it so strange? And in fact, we are early creatures. Our face is not that old. I mean, in the beginning of time, there were dinosaurs. There were not even humans. So who was the god then? Zeus, Odin, of Yahweh? No, it wasn't that. I always believe that there was always dragons. Always. They are the most ancient ones. And their magic is the most ancient one. And it would be interesting, actually, that a comment like this would just say, yeah, okay, but no, I'm afraid not. It's just, dragon's fire is the soul. It is being given to us by Fafnir. And the more awakened you become, the more fueled your fire will become. And the more chances that you have to not fade away and to find your home wherever they are calling you home once your time here is up. Because those are the ones that came before, you can say. And they can call you home once our time here is up. The dragon is salvation. And we are indeed no religion. Because I'm not telling you with clear rules what to do. There are consequences or no consequences. Everyone has their own unique path. You have to understand that everyone has their own unique path. And that doesn't make us a religion. Because here, there is no one that tells us what we need to do. We don't need to do anything. We just need to listen to our own mind.